At cops out here. So to get started off, we just wanted to know, can we know a little more about yourself? Like how, what made you join web, transition from Web 2 to a Web 3 company?
Yeah. So great to meet everyone. Very excited to be here today. And thank you for having me. I'm Max, and I am the COO of Privy, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But to start, what made me jump into Web3 full time? So for the first big stretch of my career, worked in TradFi. I started my career at an investment bank, and then I went to work at an investment fund where I was investing in tech companies. And I realized from that job that I was much more excited about working at startups. And so I started working for this US-based startup called Brex. They're a fintech company. They do corporate cards and banking solutions for businesses. And I spent 4 years there. And that experience really got me excited about crypto because being at Brex, you're very close to how money movement works. And you're very close to all the payment rails and how much inefficiency there is because of how tough money movement actually is. And that just got me very excited about crypto as a payment method mostly. And I realized that if crypto delivers nothing else but a digital instant way to move money around, that's a massive opportunity. So I knew I needed to work in crypto. And then the deeper I went into crypto, the more I realized there was a really big opportunity around user onboarding and identity. And if you believe that crypto is, going to go anywhere as an industry, someone's going to build something really important around making it easy for users to onboard to crypto apps and do cool things with identity that blockchains enable. So that's my quick story. I quickly found the Privy team from there, and got started, and excited to dive however you'd like from here.
Oh, awesome. No, it's really nice to see get this validation, from somebody who's working in web, like who was working at like so closely in the financial space to know how we are like, the Web 3 rails, like the crypto rails, like moves money in a better way. But the pain point is all, I mean, there's always been a pain point for people in just onboarding. So Privy does like solves that pain point of user onboarding. So just as a user experience point of view, how important is like onboarding, and how like how did you validate, like what was the in terms of just how do I put this? People dropping off, right? On when they want to try an app out. How did you guys decide that this is the way that we want to build Privy, like using social logins and email logins over other login methods?
Yeah. So maybe to start, I could give like a very quick sentence on what Privy is, and then we could talk about how the product came together. So Privy is the easiest way for anyone building an app on chain to onboard their users. So when an app integrates Privy, they can support anyone from a complete crypto newcomer, someone who will never take the time to set up a wallet. We make it really easy for that kind of user to sign in with email or social login and get a self-custodial wallet under the hood. And then on the other end of the spectrum, if you want to serve someone who's native to crypto and prefers to sign in with their existing wallet, we integrate with all the popular wallets. So it's really easy to reliably get up and running with your existing wallet. So it's one library. You integrate Privy once, and you can support anyone who comes to your app, regardless of where they are in their crypto journey. And in terms of how our product came together, so I joined Henry and Asta, who are Privy's co-founders, before they had a product, but they had, this idea that crypto enables users to really own their digital identities, and that can power some really cool experiences, like taking your history in one app and your assets from one app seamlessly to another app without, requiring those two apps to integrate side by side. And so they were very excited about that problem space and wanted to build toward a future where users could seamlessly take, their digital identity with them from app to app. So we were approaching like different ways to get started on that vision. And we started talking to crypto app developers, and it just became very clear that user onboarding was one of the biggest challenges everyone in the market was facing. This was in 2022. Both on the wallet sign-in front, like signing in with a wallet is a very complicated process. It breaks all the time, especially if users are on mobile. It's very unreliable to sign in with and use a wallet in an app. And then there was this realization that most people don't have wallets and will never take the time to set one up. So you need a way for users to get up and running in the app without a wallet. And so we found a few early customers who were willing to trust us to build out our product around their needs and then integrate once it was ready. And that's really how our product shape came together.
Mm. Can you give us a overview, like a small technical overview of like how Privy works?
Yeah, for sure. So there are three big building blocks to Privy. The first is an authentication system. So if you are building an app, you need authentication in order to allow users to sign in and have, some concept of a profile that persists from session to session in the app. So Privy is an authentication system. That's one big pillar of the product. And most consumer apps need some version of authentication. And so Privy is a really easy way to get that stood up for you. And then there are two, things built on top of that. One is our wallet connector offering. So as I mentioned earlier, we integrate with all the popular wallets. So when a user signs in with MetaMask or Coinbase Wallet or Rainbow, we help that user authenticate, and then we help you as a developer manage, that user's session through their life on the app. And then we have our embedded wallet offering. This is where most companies have found the most value from Privy. And this is the experience where a user can sign in with email or social login, get a fully self-custodial wallet under the hood so they could take any action in your app on chain. And it was really important for us to build embedded wallets side by side with external wallet connectors. This really pushed us to make sure that our embedded wallet is capable of performing all the actions that you need a MetaMask user or Rainbow user to perform. So for a developer, you don't have to really branch extensively in your code base to distinguish between an embedded wallet user and an external wallet user. A big value of Privy is a user, regardless of where they are in their crypto journey. And we could get deeper into how the embedded wallet works and how we make that experience both as seamless as possible for the user, but as secure and self-custodial as possible so that neither Privy nor the developer has the ability to control the wallet on the user's behalf.
Got it. Can you also, I was going through the docs and I came across this word, Shamir's secret sharing. Can you give us a
Yes,
small real life five on what that is? Because we have like a lot of developers on call, so it would help them a lot.
absolutely. Great question. So that was, I mentioned we could get deeper into how the embedded wallet works, and that's what we're doing now with this question. So when a user signs in with email or social login, and you have Privy set up to provision an embedded wallet for them, what happens under the hood is we provision a public Ethereum address for the user. So user has a wallet address. And then we take the user's private key and we split it into 3 shares. And you need 2 out of the 3 shares to do anything with the wallet. And we use this cryptography algorithm called Shamir secret sharing. And the cryptography behind this is open source, and it's well understood, simple but very powerful cryptography. And the way it works is we take one of the wallet shares and provision it on the user's device. So if I sign in to your app with my phone using email, I get a wallet share on my device. Then the second share is stored with Privy and gated on whether the user is properly signed into the app. So again, if I sign in to Zora with my email, there's one wallet share on my phone. The other is with Privy and gated on whether I'm properly signed in, authenticated with email in the Zora app. And in the status quo case, those are the two shares that come together and allow the user to constitute the private key so they can control the wallet and do things like transact. So status quo, you come back with your phone, you sign in with the email, you have the two shares you need to use the wallet. The third share is what we call the recovery share. That is what the user needs in order to access the wallet on a new device. And so if I then go on my laptop and go to Zora's website, sign in again with my email, the user needs to go through a recovery process to get the wallet on their laptop working. And the recovery share is encrypted by a password that only the user knows and is required in order to decrypt the recovery share, come together with the auth share that the user gets from signing in with their email. And then once those two come together, the key is reconstituted and a new share is provisioned on the user's laptop. And then from then on, they could use the wallet on their laptop.
Got it. Can this recovery share, I mean, the key be used like multiple times? Like, for example, I use it to recover one, like on one device. Can I use it to recover on another device as well?
Yes,
Okay,
it's
got
not
it.
like you can only recover once
All
because, it's possible you have a laptop, a phone, and a work computer, maybe.
all right. So, like, what experiences do you think Privy has unlocked that was not possible before?
Yeah. So this is the most exciting thing about working at Privy is we work with customers who, we work with consumer app developers, and we're seeing so many exciting consumer apps getting built. I think things were pretty stable, this time last year. And, the consumer app landscape was exciting, but it wasn't explosive. And then last August, really, when Friendtech launched and Base launched their on-chain summer campaign, we saw an absolute explosion of consumer app developer activity. And I think Friendtech in many ways inspired people to experiment with new patterns for consumer apps, integrating social experiences, really trying to abstract the blockchain infrastructure away from users. And so now we're seeing things like Crypto the Game or Sofamon or Fantasy. And each of these experiences is like creative and would have been unimaginable this time last year. And every day I come across a new app being built on chain and I'm like, I couldn't have predicted this, but it's so exciting. Blackbird, a restaurant loyalty app in New York, is one of the apps I'm most excited about. Courtyard's another one, which is a physical asset trading marketplace. These experiences are uniquely possible because they're built on crypto infrastructure. They often cater to a user who doesn't need to know about crypto, doesn't need to have, extensive knowledge on how wallets work. They could just get up and running, use the app, have a fun experience. It's not, most of these apps that are really exciting right now, they're not overly financialized, overly speculative. They're fun, engaging consumer experiences. And, you know, as the pace of development continues to accelerate, we are very excited to see, apps that are pulling in people who have absolutely no interest or knowledge of crypto whatsoever. And it just takes a few of those for our market to reach its next level.
right. So how's the growth of like a decentralized social network login like for example, Farcaster compared to other login methods like Google or phone logins? How is that like right now?
Yeah, that's an amazing question. And I think it's a meaningful one because we met on Farcaster, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So we at Privy are incredibly, incredibly excited about Farcaster and Lens as well. And the fact that there are these emerging social graphs that anyone building an app on chain can build on top of. And in the Farcaster ecosystem in particular, we're seeing really cool experiences, really cool app experiences. Apps by integrating something like Farcaster get such such a head start with user data in the app because everything is open and seamless and easy to build on top of than if you were starting from a simple email sign in with no history on the user. And so a great example of that is Dracula, which is one of the most exciting Privy customers, where users can sign in with Farcaster. The moment they sign in with Farcaster, they have a follower graph. So you have, everyone you follow on Farcaster, everyone who follows you, you have a feed based on, content that your followers are posting. It's a Reels based social app like TikTok. So you have a feed surfaced that highlights your followers' content, and every time you post content in the Dracula app, it automatically posts that video reel to the Farcaster feed. And so not only, is there this rich social experience out of the box because users are signing in with Farcaster, but there's also this cool growth tactic where because all of the content in the app ends up on the feed, with links back to the app, you'll see a fun video and you'll say, wow, that looks fun. I want to see what else is on this app. And it's driving user acquisition that, the app wouldn't have experienced if it didn't have this auto repost feature.
Awesome. So I have like a small question over there. So when we log in, like, how we can carry our social graph from one place to another with Farcaster, is there a possibility like, we can carry our Privy wallet also in a way from one app to another app, like just sign in once, like with my Farcaster ID, and I can use the same in Dracula and probably like another one like Alpha Friends or another app.
Yeah. Amazing question. Probably my favorite question you've asked so far because this is our biggest product priority right now. So today, when you sign into OpenSea with your email and then you sign into Zora with your email, you get two separate Privy embedded wallets. And we made that decision upfront because it is a wallet is a very sensitive thing to be working with. A wallet typically carries a user's assets. And so if a user takes their FriendTech wallet with $30,000 worth of assets with them into an app that has a prompt, that drains the wallet's assets, it says, hey, click here and you give me all your assets. That's a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That's a terrible outcome. So we need to be really careful with cross app wallet experiences and make sure users always understand exactly what's happening when a user is being prompted from a wallet that they brought into the app on where the assets are going. That's not that's a problem specific to embedded wallets. It's a problem, the industry faces
Yeah.
with hacks and fraud attempts, but it's something we care a lot about because we don't want embedded wallet users to get tricked into things that make them lose their assets. So our biggest product priority right now is what we call interoperable wallets, being able to take your FriendTech wallet with you into Sofamon, for example. And it's actually something that will be rolling out in the coming weeks. So we're very excited. We're going to be very careful and step by step with how we roll this feature out. But can't wait to see. I think it's the biggest unlock we get from crypto is being able to power cross app wallet experiences. And so we are so excited to see what the market builds.
Awesome. So, there's a new buzzword in town called chain abstraction. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like, I've seen that you guys have added account abstraction with the account kit. Will chain abstraction also be a thing that will be added soon?
Yeah, so this is another amazing question. It hits on the other big product theme we talk about. So we talk a lot about cross-app wallet experiences, and then we talk a lot about we refer to this as account funding, basically getting assets into the wallet and allowing the user to activate in the app. And there are a bunch of different hurdles to that side of the wallet experience. There's, getting from fiat assets into token assets. And then there's everything around, getting from the token you land on to the right token on the right network. And so that's way too much complexity for a consumer app user who doesn't care about crypto and just wants to use a good app to have to think about. We're still like the when we think about the on-chain transacting experience from 0 to 1, we're still very clearly in the earliest stages of what we at Privy expect the steady state to look like. And chain abstraction is one of the building blocks that helps move us along to a later stage. So we're really excited about chain abstraction. Users, in our view, should not have to think about networks. They shouldn't have to think about, do I have the right token? Do I have the right gas token? Gas is a concept I think users, for the most part, shouldn't have to grapple with. So there are a bunch of building blocks that need to come together to make the account funding and activation experience smoother. Chain abstraction is a really important part of it.
I have like this one question that I ask everybody, and like since you deal with like like as like almost like a devrel in sort of a way when you're like talking to different teams, what feature do you think is underused in your product, and you wish like most devs would look at that would look into?
Oh my God, this is my favorite question. The market does a great job experimenting with everything we release, but the thing I think we're just still scratching the surface on is everything across the account abstraction landscape. So smart contract wallets, something, that was really just first introduced in, about a year and a few months ago with the 4337 standard. And many of the most innovative tech enthusiastic teams experiment with smart contract wallets, and we see really good, really good app experiences getting built on top of, Biconomy, Zero Dev, Pimlico, and the other account abstraction infrastructure providers. But it's still seen as the frontier. And Coinbase with their smart wallet, I think, is going to really help people open their eyes to the power of smart contract wallets and how they can help with things like gas sponsorship. And so I still see teams excited about account abstraction, but a bit intimidated by how new the infra is. And I'm excited to be in this seat 6 months from now, looking back, and for that to be both more of a given and more natively integrated into the Privy product experience.
So, so yeah, I'm almost done with, my interrogation. So, before we like, end this, on-chain summer is going to start soon. and we just ended our base fellowship where we had like 14 developers come and like build out products. So you have any ideas that you'd like to be shipped out in our next iteration, which is like going to start from June?
Yes, I do. I am the thing I am most excited about right now, actually, someone was posting about this on Twitter last night, is I want to see a team build a great live event ticketing experience on crypto rails. I think ticketing as a market, like live event ticketing in particular, has a lot of challenges, and both ends of the market are very, both the music artists who are hosting the event and the concert goers are both very frustrated about these challenges in the experience. And I think like crypto is a great way to solve these challenges, particularly around secondary market sales and verifying that, the purchaser is in fact like intending to use the ticket to go to the concert. So very excited about ticketing
Yeah.
and hope that we see a project this summer that launches something cool there.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Yeah, I think we'll put up a bounty for that, and usually we get things shipped within like a week. So excited to see if this gets built out soon.
Awesome. I think I froze for a second, but
Yeah.
I'm back and I'm excited to see what you all build this summer. And
Right.
thank you so much for having me. This was very fun.
Anytime, anytime.
All right. Well, have a great night. I know it's late where you are.
Yeah.
It's early where I am, so I'll hopefully have a good day and see you